There have been a lot of complaints about this ranked season, and while I'm not going to ignore any of the other issues, I'm confident when I say that the solo queue experience is the worst problem ranked has right now. This is because in ranked, playing for kills and playing for placement can be equally viable, especially in the lower ranks. This might not be a bad thing for a pre-made squad, but it is absolutely horrible for solo queue players who are not only matchmade with players who may not communicate but also want to play the ranked match differently. A teammate would want to loot and play slow, and while another might want to loot fast and get kills. To improve the solo queue experience, I suggest adding these two things to the rank system. The first is what I call a placement dependent kill cap. The second is team KP. The placement dependent kill cap is having the KP cap, which is currently 7, actually increasing with the team's placement. So for example, top 20 to top 11 can have 3 KP max, from top 10 to top 6 you can have 5 KP max, from top 5 to top 3 you can have 7 KP max, top 2 can have 9, and top 1 can have 10 or even 12. This is just my example, and if this is even implemented, the numbers would probably be very different. But I think this would encourage teams to take fights that have an actual impact and not just mindlessly third-partying and pushing anybody they see. This, coupled with adding Team KP, which is kills and assists counting for the whole team, would complement the system really nicely. This would keep players from pushing solo, as they do not have to try and secure every single kill they can to max out KP like in the current system, and it actually encourages staying and fighting as a team. Team KP is already being asked for by a lot of the play base, since many people have found themselves in this scenario where you shoot the enemy so low but then they ran away and popped the bat or a syringe and then they got killed by their teammate, so magically you did not get the assist. This is just annoying and would be entirely fixed by having Team KP. I think this should be a good fix to rank, because instead of directly punishing or penalizing player for doing something, it discourages selfish behaviors and instead promotes playing with your team. This system doesn't discourage players from taking any fights at all, but it makes you try as hard as you can to actually win the fights you go into instead of just thirsting as many kills as possible. Team KP solves the problem of I only got one guy from this fight, when in reality, you being there with your team, taking that one guy down probably helped a lot in the team fight, and is probably why your team even won the fight anyway. This is also why I think fixes like adding rank demotion wouldn't be a good decision except for Masters rank, mainly because if you penalize players and demote players, they will just stop playing rank, and you want people to play rank. Respawn definitely does, as you can see by how many rewards they give players. More players playing ranked just means less queue time, and we already have problems with finding ranked matches in some servers already. Now, many people might have problems with the Team KP system. The first problem is that bad players might be rewarded when they play with a better teammate who does a lot of damage and basically carry every fight. But I do not think that having Team KP would be that much of a different from the current system. As of now, you just need to hit like one bullet to already count as an assist. The second problem people might have is, what about if a player of the team gets eliminated and the squad get more kills? So the dead person should not get points for that. Well, I agree, and it might be a bit more complicated, but I think EA can add something to detect when a player is dead and only give them whatever KP they had while they were alive. The biggest issue people might have with this would probably be that boosters would have an easier time boosting people. But I'd argue that it doesn't matter much, since even with the current system, people have been boosting already, and they would continue to boost regardless of what system is in place. We have seen countless ways that boosters have been exploiting ranked matches already, and this would not go away until EA finds a way to crack down on the boosting services themselves. What do you guys think about this fix? How can this system be improved? Let me know in the comments on what you guys think and what other topics you would like to hear about. If you like this video, please hit that like and maybe give me a subscribe, and I'll see you guys later.